Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pits of Motor Chaos. This is your host, Dave. Special guest online, Bob Tasca Ill. How you doing, Bob?
Very good. How you doing?
Great. So let's talk about last weekend, Bob. You had a awesome weekend. You had some big speed there. What was going on there?
Yeah, we had a great qualifying effort, but unfortunately, all that matters is Sunday. I was very disappointed that we smoked the tires at the hit of the throttle, but just goes to show you these cars are right on the edge. Every time you get in them, we're trying to get everything we can out of them, and the margin of error is very slim. And unfortunately, we just had a very challenging first round, and we're moving on to St. Louis. But the car's running great. Great speed, great AT. We've been working real hard on the setup, and truthfully, the happier the motor is, the better the car runs. And Mike Knapp, Eric, and John Schaefer have a really good handle on it. We had a car that certainly could have won the race. That's what's the most frustrating part of what happened on Sunday. But fortunately, it was the first of 6 races, not the last. Plenty of time left, but we have no margin of error going forward. We need to knock off some wins if we want to win this championship.
And you set a career time, right?
Yeah, 335 miles per hour was my career best speed, and 3.86 for the 6 was my best ET.
Wow, that's incredible. So let me turn back the clock here real quick, Bob, and ask you how did you get into drag racing in the beginning?
Well, for me, it was about stories, just what my grandfather did back in the 60s, and I was always fascinated with the stories. I wasn't around when they raced, and just started racing as a kid. Go-karts when I was 6, 7 years old, and Mustangs down the track in New England Dragway when I was 16, and very fortunate that I was able to work my way up the ladder and put a solid marketing program together with Ford and Motorcraft to be able to drive a Nitro funny car.
So what year did you begin your drag racing career?
Probably started drag racing in 1992 in a street Mustang, but professionally it was in 2005 with an alcohol funny car.
So how many years did you drive the alcohol funny car for?
About 2.5 years before I got into a Nitro funny car.
So with the alcohol funny car, were you successful?
Yeah, I went to 14 final rounds, won 4 races, and got an opportunity to race against the best that probably ever will live in an alcohol funny car. That's Frank Manzo. So we were very successful.
That's awesome. So now, going from alcohol to nitro, how was that change for you?
A big change. I mean, obviously, it's a completely different level, both the car and the business behind it. But it was something that I've always wanted to do. So it was an exciting thing to be able to make the transition.
So what was the experience like for the first time ever going down the track in a nitro car?
It's hard to explain. I can't explain it now, and I've been down it 2,000 times. It's just, it's really unexplainable. It's such an event that takes place, and just how quick these cars accelerate. You got to see it to believe it.
So when you first got into drag racing, did you have any, inspirational drivers?
Well, for me, without question, it was John Force and Tony Pedregon. I mean, those are the 2 guys that I was around the most. They were Ford drivers, and I've since become, best of friends with Tony Pedregon now since we met back in 1997. So, I've been very fortunate to have had a lot of drivers that have helped influence my career. Roy Hill, Frank Hawley. Roy was really the guy that got me my license before I even went alcohol funny car racing in Pro Stock and Super Comp. So I've had a lot of great people that have helped me throughout my career, and I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, you mentioned John Force as inspiration. Is just incredible the way he got that 150th career win.
Yeah, no, you're gonna live a long time before you see that again. No, it's just incredible accomplishment. He's still going strong, still a force to win the championship, and he's a one of a kind.
Oh yeah, that was just a sight to see with him climbing the fence, but he fell over. But just to get to those fans, that was awesome.
For sure, for sure. I'm just glad he didn't get it against me.
Oh yeah, then how he kissed Ron Capps.
Yeah, no, I'm happy it was with Ron.
Yeah. So now, Bob, when you got this car, how many crew members does it take to get this car running?
It takes a lot. We got 10 guys that between the crew chiefs and the guys in the car. It's a big operation. A lot of preparation that goes into each and every race.
So who are all your crew members?
Well, we got not rattling off names, but we break the car down into components. So from the bottom end to tires and body and cylinder heads and clutch assistance and blower guy, car chief, crew chief. So we break the parts down on the car. So each guy has a specific area that they focus on week in and week out.
So who is the crew chief?
We right now Mike Neff, John Schaefer, and Eric Lane. I have a three-pronged approach that see the overall operation of the car.
Nice. So now, who are the sponsors for your car?
I got a lot. I mean, certainly my primary is Motorcraft and Ford. Quick Lane, they've been with me from the very beginning, and couldn't do it without Ford's engineering expertise, particularly on all the engineering that they brought to this new Mustang body. PPG, Line-X have come on board. PPG has been a long-time sponsor of ours. Line-X is new to the team the last couple of years, but they've been a great addition. BG Products, Nitro Fish, and there's more that we're working on every day to help keep this thing rolling. We have Auto Alert, which does a lot with our program. So it just takes a lot of sponsors to get the funding needed to run a Nitro funny car.
Now, when you're out on the track, Bob, do you have any pre-race rituals or superstitions at all?
None.
Okay, now, what goes into preparation to get the funny car ready for a weekend?
It's just a lot of work. I mean, the guy's just preparing clutches and cylinder heads and engines. There's a lot that goes into it.
Now, I know between rounds you guys got to really thrash on that car.
In 37 minutes, my guys can rebuild it.
Yep. So what are some of your favorite tracks to race on, Bob?
Well, hey, listen, I love racing no matter where we race, but there's a handful of tracks around the country that I think are really special, and Pomona, Indy, Vegas, Charlotte, Epping is my home track. Got a lot of great memories there. Gainesville. I don't have a favorite. I love them all. I can tell you that much.
So you like Route 66?
Yeah, Route 66, awesome place to race. It's the first time I ever broke into the 3-second barrier. It's just a fantastic facility.
So now, where do you get all your fire safety equipment from?
Stand 21. Stand 21 is where I get all my safety equipment from.
Now, if someone's listening to the interview and they, say as a young person or even older, and they're thinking about they want to drive a Nitro funny car, what kind of advice would you give that person?
I tell them you got to get a good education. I tell all the young kids or anyone that asks me, go to school, get a good education, understand the business side of it. I mean, we can teach a lot of people to drive it, but finding the sponsorships and putting the money together and being able to speak in the boardroom and on TV. I mean, those are the things that sponsors look for, and it takes a great education. So I always tell the youth, get involved in the sport however you can. Whether it's working on a car, fixing the car, driving a car, but don't forget how important school is.
Yep. Education is important. So now, after all these years of doing drag racing, what still keeps you passionate about doing it, Bob?
Oh, it's just the fight. It's just the competition. It's the agony of defeat, and it's the joy of victory, and going out there and representing, sponsors that I love and have grown up with. The Ford fan base. I don't think there's another fan base like them on the planet. It's just really special to be able to represent the Ford Motor Company, the Ford dealers, and all those Ford fans that root for us week in and week out, and be able to do it at the highest level in the sport.
Yeah, drag racing is just one big family.
That it is.
So now, what have been some of the milestones of your drag racing career?
Well, listen, the wins, the top speeds, the low ETs. I mean, whenever you break a milestone like we did last week, the personal milestone of top speed for me and low ET. I mean, all of those wrapped together. That's why we do it. We go out there to compete and to set records and to improve on your quickest and fastest times. It's what really motivates the team.
Now, throughout your drag racing career, how many accidents or close calls have you had?
I think every time you hit them, it's a close call. But we try to minimize that. Heck, I don't even like to think about it. But you drive one of these cars long enough, and you're going to have your fair share of incidents.
All right, so now I'm gonna ask you a few fun questions now about outside of drag racing. Do you have any other hobbies?
I fly. I'm a pilot, so I don't know if that's a hobby or a job sometimes, but I love flying, love aviation, and I get to do it in conjunction with going to the races.
That's cool. Now, if you could do time traveling and go back in the time, would you do anything differently with your racing career?
Would I do anything different? Well, hey, listen, I don't ever look back. I only look forward. So it's not even something I think about.
All right. So have you had one most embarrassing moment on the track that you can think about?
Well, I guess whenever you pull up to the starting line and it doesn't start or the parachutes come out on the burnout, I mean, I think those are the most embarrassing times because, the unfortunate part is you never get a chance to make the run. Definitely something that no driver plans on doing.
All right, here's an easy, fun question for you, Bob. What's your favorite food to eat?
What's my favorite food to eat? Well, heck, I'm Italian, so it has to be something in the Italian family. So whether it be pasta or eggplant or something like that is my favorite.
What's your favorite beverage?
My favorite beverage is water.
Favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time? Oh, it's got to be Top Gun for me.
Good old Tom Cruise. What's your favorite music, Bob?
I've never been big into music, to be honest with you. Whatever's on the radio is good for me. Not a music guy.
So when you were growing up as a little kid, what was your favorite cartoon to watch?
Oh man, don't remember back that far. I think it was I don't even know. I don't know. The A-Team, probably the A-Team and Dukes of Hazzard.
So if you weren't a drag racer, what do you think you'd be doing in life?
Be selling Fords, just like I'm doing right now. Well, I'm not in that race car. I'm in the showroom, and as soon as I hang up with you, I got to go meet some customers and hopefully sell another Ford.
Now, how important do you think it is for kids to come out and watch drag racing in this day and age?
Well, I think it's great. I think it's great to expose them to what we do. Just to be around racing and just the auto industry as a whole. I get an opportunity to speak to thousands of kids around the country on behalf of Ford and Motorcraft, and preaching the gospel on what the advantages of being an automotive technician are. And I think a lot of these younger generations have kind of looked past some of the career opportunities in the automotive industry, and I get an opportunity to be around hundreds of thousands of kids across the country, and it's just great to be able to bring the message of not only what our sport has to offer, but becoming a technician and getting involved in the automotive industry. It's just a great it's a great platform for the younger generation to get involved in.
So now, what's been the fondest memory of your drag racing career?
Probably my first win. Being able to get the first win in a Nitro funny car. I actually raced Tony Pedregon in the finals and brought the trophy home to my grandfather. That's probably one of my most fondest memories.
Now, what's the best way for people to find out where you could be racing at?
NHRA.com. You can go to NHRA.com, learn all about our series, or you can go to BobTasca.com and learn a little bit more about our team.
All right, so what's your next event?
St. Louis. Get ready to go. Leave Thursday morning.
And how many more events you got after that?
5 to go.
I thought you did say 6 earlier. So where you at in the point standing right now?
I think we're number 8 right now, but they're tight. So there's not a lot of rounds separating first to 10th right now. So we need a good couple of races to move back into this championship fight and see how it goes in Pomona.
Awesome. Well, Bob, I want to thank you very much for taking time to do an interview. You have any final words or thank yous? Anything you want to do?
Hey, listen, whenever I get a chance to get with the fans, learn a little bit more about me and what we're doing, it's a good day. So thanks for the time, Dave, and we'll catch you later.
Thanks, Bob. You have a great day.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.